As students are continuing to learn their multiplication facts in third and then culminating in fourth grade with that expectation of automaticity, having a wealth of strategies to work with those multiplication facts rather than just memorizing them without connections is going to be really helpful for students. And another great strategy to think about those basic multiplication facts, those multiplication facts of products within 144, dealing with those factors up to 12, is the over strategy. And the over strategy is one of my favorite sort of groups of strategies for arithmetic. The over strategy can be applied when we're dealing with all four basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It works great with whole numbers, it works great later on with fractions and with decimals. So this is a great strategy to begin that type of thinking. And as the strategy says, this is an over strategy. So we're going to go over. We're going to get a little more than we need, finding a friendly number that's a little more than we need, and we're going to work our way back. And like with a lot of multiplication strategies, we're going to model this with a ratio table. And so when I look at this first one, 6 times 9, it's an often missed fact. It's a fact that students start working with in third grade, and there's that expectation of automaticity in fourth grade. But in third grade, as they're learning, rather than just memorizing, they need strategies to think about the numbers, to grapple, and to build that number sense. I noticed that 6 times 9 is really close to 6 times 10. And working with factors of 10 is a lot more friendly than working with 9. And so I'm first going to think about, instead of figuring out what 9 sixes is, and like I said, I'm going to use the ratio table to model this, thinking in sixes, I'm first going to find 10 sixes, because 10 sixes, I know 10 sixes is 60. But I only needed 9 sixes, so I have a little too much. So I just have to think, well, how much too much do I have? And I know that I have one too much. If I want to get to 9, I need to take one group away. And I have one. I know that one group of 6 is 6, and I know that 10 groups of 6 is 60. So because 10 minus 1 gives us that 9, I can just do 60 minus 6, and that will give me 9 groups of 6. And 60 minus 6, if I know my pairs to 10 really well, something we start working on as early as kindergarten, 60 minus 6 is 54. This works really great for all of the 9s, which have a lot of those often missed facts. When we're thinking about those multiplication facts that have factors of 9 in it, 6 times 9, 7 times 9, 8 times 9, often missed facts. If we just think about 10, we go a little bit over, and then we back up. This is a great strategy for that. Now, the second one here, 7 times 18, isn't one of those what we often consider basic facts. It's not something that students start in third grade, but this is a problem that students might see in fourth grade. And I have this one here just to show another one of the reasons that I really love the over strategy. I love strategies that carry on to higher ranges of numbers. I don't think we should teach students strategies that sort of culminate or end early after they're learned. And so this one is just to demonstrate that this strategy does carry on into larger ranges of numbers. And so I don't know 7 times 18 off the top of my head, and it's not an expectation for students to have this one with automaticity either. However, I think I could find 7 times 20 pretty quickly. And so that's what I'm going to do. Instead of thinking 7 times 18, I'm going to think in sevens, and I'm going to figure out 7 times 20. And the way I'm going to do that, I know 7 times 2 is 14. So if I scale up by 10, that will give me 20, and 14 times 10 is 140. Now, I only needed 18 sevens. I didn't need 27, so I have to think, how much too much do I have? And I have 2 groups of 20 too much. And so all I'm going to do now is think, well, since 20 minus 2 would give me the 18 that I need, I can do 140 minus 14, and that will give me 18 groups of 7, which is 126. So 7 times 18 is 126. And so that is the over strategy for dealing with that single digit multiplication, those basic facts, but we can also apply it to multiplication as the range increases as well.